So we are in part 2 of our midlife divorce series. And we're going to talk about you need to stop making impulsive decisions that you may regret and will likely regret. Because when you are emotional and you make those decisions quickly on impulse because you just want to get things over, you will usually look back on that and think, man, why didn't I just take my time and sort through this? This isn't as great as I thought it was going to be on the actual decision that you made. So in the very first part 1, I let you know what makes me an expert, so to speak, in the divorce world. And unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, I'm not sure, I did go through this 3 times. And my last divorce was in my late 40s. And I started my life over then and into my 50s. So I also let you know at the time that I went through my midlife divorce, I had 2 younger children that were teenagers, and then I had 2 older children, kids that were in college age. In fact, they were both, within that first year, both planning weddings for 2009. And so on top of going through the divorce, moving from one town to another town in the Dallas metro area, changing my teenagers' school district, the job market was terrible. I'm in real estate related fields, and I was in the title industry, which I was in for many, many years, over 4.5 decades off and on. I'm also a real estate agent, and I could not. It was just in the middle of the mortgage downfall of 2008, 2009. And I had opened another title company and made a decision to leave them, go to a different company. And that turned out not to be a really smart decision. And I needed to leave that job. It wasn't a healthy environment. And I did. And of course, I did at the very time that the whole mortgage industry fell out. And having been in real estate since 1981, I had been through many ups and downs in the market. So I didn't actually think it was going to be that bad, but it was that bad. And so I was trying to find a job in the title business with decades of experience, but people were laying off at that time. So not only was I dealing with the divorce, the move, a job career issue, I was dealing with major financial issues that I wasn't sure how to resolve. And unfortunately, to get through that divorce, had to file bankruptcy at that time. That had a huge impact on my ability to, of course, I couldn't obtain any new credit, and I needed a place to live. So as you can see, I was very emotional. There were so many changes, and we were selling a home also, and had to get through that part as well. My parents had just passed away a few years before that. My mom died in 2006, and my father passed away in 2008. So as I was going through all of this in 2008, getting everything going, I was dealing with that also. So now you can see I have mega experience in all of these issues. And yes, it was a very difficult time. But let me just say that when you make decisions on the fly, you basically are making them, you just want to get things over, that sort of thing. you don't think about 5 years ahead, 10 years ahead, and how that's going to have an impact in your life. And even if you have adult kids, they're affected by this. So I would say take a breath. Of course, get your legal advice from attorneys and understand what's ahead. Thinking in terms of not just right now, not just this year, but what's it going to look like 5 years from now? And because, as I explained in the first video, that I didn't always put my own retirement funds in savings, in a 401k or any other plan, because I thought that my spouse's pension would be my retirement. And so we put more in that. Therefore, when we divorced, I had to receive a portion of that because basically that was mine also. So you have to think about those issues before you make those decisions. And usually when you're splitting up assets like a pension or a 401k or other financial investments, they talk about it in percentages. So keep that in mind. And sometimes it's a lifelong payment, monthly payment, yearly, annual payment situation. Sometimes it is a lump sum. Also think about that clearly before you make that call. Because in the end, you're going to wake up one day, 5, 10 years later, and you're going to think, gee, I wish I'd really thought that through better, because the decision maybe wasn't in my best interest down the road. So I think it's super important that you take the first 60 to 90 days as you're planning your new life, thinking not just about over the next year, think about 5 years and 10 years down the road, because chances are you will live well beyond the time that you're divorced, and you don't want to be struggling through the rest of your life. So with that, I want to leave you there. And if you journal, which a lot of times, no matter what you're going through in life, journaling helps a lot, just to take a few minutes and write down how you're feeling, even if it's just 2 sentences at night before you go to bed, or when you first wake up in the morning, or as you're having coffee. It helps you to be able to look back and think about how you were feeling at that time. And then as you're approaching months ahead, a year ahead, you look back and you're in a much better place. You're in a happier place. And you look back at those times, and then you really have full, I guess, you've given yourself grace to be happy. And you can clearly see that you took your time, you thought it through, you made the right call, and you're doing really well in your life. So in this series, we're going to talk about other decisions that you have to make that you maybe aren't prepared for at the beginning of your divorce talk and filing. And so we're going to talk about that next time. Basically, how you have your assets, he has his, you divide up, they have theirs. And that could be anything from debt owed, mortgage, cars, kids, college, whatever those debts are. We're going to dive into that deep in the next video, because there's just a lot to think about during this transition. And if you haven't subscribed, I hope you will, and stay connected with me. Also, my website information is in the description. You can reach out, connect. That way I'll have your information, and we can stay in touch as we go through all of the different series that I'm going to be talking about. And I hope that it brings you some comfort in knowing that you're not alone. And in those confusing times, you can reach out, and there's always going to be someone there. I'll be there. I can help you in any way possible. So I hope you'll stay with me, subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to the next part 3 of the series. And we're going to talk about yours, mine, and theirs. Stay tuned.